have show. I like the way that sounds, show.
I like channel.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna put my Kleenex on my shirt. I got the sniffles. What are we doing?
We are going to Recoat a fuel tank.
What is Recoat? It's a fuel bladder. Okay, so it's Recoat. Let's slow down. This is a Honda Dream tank, and this is for my customer, and this tank has to stay the way it looks because it's super vintage, and everybody out there knows that if I was to weld the holes in this, that it would have to be repainted, and if you repaint it, then it's not gonna sell, the bike won't sell for as much as it could if it wasn't painted. The reason being is it's vintage, and because it's vintage, everything matches, everything's clean, it's a good looking bike. I can't remember the year. This is a little before I got into bikes. When he brought it to me, I kind of thought it was a Moto Guzzi tank, but that's besides the point. So there's holes inside the tank. We've already cleaned the inside of this tank. We've already made sure the inside of this tank's dry and free of all interior debris, rust flakes, things like that. So now all me and her need to do is Recoat the inside. Recoat is a fuel liner. It's basically, it's going to create a bladder on the inside. Really simple product to use. I've used it many a times on other tanks, or four-wheelers, or other motorcycles. Things me and her have had in the past. I mean, she was even excited to do the video because this is something she's done herself, I think. So, first things first, what I'm going to do is, because it's vintage, I'm going to tape this whole damn tank off. I want every piece of it covered in tape so that way I don't have to worry about ruining anything, any of the paint. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure it stays clean. So, let's get that done. Okay, so we have taped off the whole tank. You guys, when you get your Recoat, it's important you don't shake it, because if you do shake it, it will develop air bubbles, and you don't want air bubbles in it. Another thing, you want to tape off anything you don't want to get coated in it, Recoat, and then you tape that shit off, man. Stop it from being able to get coated in it. So, as you can see, I have thoroughly covered this tank in tape, because I don't want it ruined. I respect my customer. Okay. Another thing. Any entrance that you don't tape off, or any entrance you don't want, entrance or exit to the tank. So like right here is where I'm going to pour it in. That would be where the petcock went to. And this is vents or returns to tank. I'm pretty sure these are returns to tank. Or whatever, I really don't know. These are, what are these? Shish kebab sticks, that's it. Earlier I called them kielbasa sticks, because I don't know, I'm dumb.
Because he must have been hungry.
I am hungry. So, kind of just look around the house, y'all. Try to find something that's substantial, but you want it to be removable, so that way you can take it back out. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, welcome back to the show. Like I said, we taped everything off. We plugged any holes that we don't want to cover. I recommend putting your gas cap in and then like take a Walmart bag, fold it over 3-4 times.
It could be
Put your
Kroger. It could be dollar store.
No, it has to be Walmart. That's the only way to get back at Walmart for being shitty to us, the people, is to use their bags for bad things. Fuel, oil, shit like that. How many times you been there like a perfume case a couple weeks ago?
Have to wait
4.5 hours. Anyway, this is why we don't work together.
It wasn't perfume case. It was your cologne case.
Same difference. So, plug off any of the holes, you guys, that you don't want this stuff to run out of. And then, like I was saying, fold a bag over. It doesn't have to be a Walmart bag. But fold a bag over 4 or 5 times. Put it over the hole. Put your gas cap on and lock it down. That way you don't seal the inside of your gas cap, because a lot of the gas caps have vents in them too. Find one hole that you want to make your guaranteed spot for it to go in and out. Find a container to pour it into. Watch basketball. So, we're just going to take this and hopefully not pour it all over myself. And I'm going to go crazy and put like half a can in this.
it.
Some of the things you can do, you guys, I was really planning on cleaning the inside of this tank on video, but I didn't need to worry about it because somebody had already cleaned it. After further inspection, I realized that it's actually got red coat already in it. It just must have been done a long time ago and failed. What I'm getting at is I wanted to show you all how to acid bath a tank. A lot of people, they don't like doing acid. You know, you hear the old timers, put nuts and bolts in there and rattle it around for 2 hours. Duct tape it to your lawnmower tire and put your lawnmower in drive. Dude, all you gotta do is put on safety goggles, put on a mask if you actually care. I don't do that. Fill your tank full of straight acid, muriatic. Swish it around a bunch, pour it out, pour the acid back in, swish it around a bunch, pour it out, pour it back in. Do that 3-4 times. Water, baking soda, water, baking soda, water, baking soda, water, acetone, alcohol, done. Take a look, Brandon. Am I boring you? Just
No,
a little
sir.
bit? Just a little bit?
Just trying to
Stay occupied?
and get to work.
Okay. So, we have red coat in it. We're just gonna swash, just kind of all over the place, you guys. And this is the gist of what we're doing. Okay, so I've taped off the hole where I put all the red coat through. And like I said, I don't want any of this on this tank. Now, I need y'all to use your imagination for a minute and picture red coat as a fluid, because that's what it is. So if I take this tank and I sit it like this right here, right? All this fluid's gonna go down to here to the bottom. That red coat's all gonna go down here eventually, okay? So I'm gonna hold my hand there for a while and leave it like that. Then, what you need to do, because tanks have what's called a neck on, or a tunnel on them, this tunnel right here, what you need to do is slowly, see how I'm bringing it this way? Now all that fluid is right here at the bottom. And I'm slowly just gonna walk this way, and then I'm gonna rotate it a little bit towards me, and just keep slowly rotating it all around. And right now, what I'm trying to do is walk it over that neck. Sometimes this takes a while. You guys, I've used Red Coat for years. I love the product. It's a good product. It works. I also can't sit here and tell you that I've used other products because I haven't ever used another product. That's all I've ever used is Red Coat. I'm gonna start again. I had an old timer tell me that Red Coat was the company to use, and I've been doing it since. How's your basketball game? Kentucky 6-6.
Yep, Kentucky 6, Texas A&M 6.
So we'll just keep moving her around. Moving her around. Another thing, I put damn near a whole can in it. It says, you know, you only need a little bit. I just put a whole can in the damn thing, just rattle her around for a while. So now I'm gonna take this tape and I'm gonna pour more in it. Whole can at one time. Now I know somebody's gonna be out there and be like, you don't need a whole can. You guys, you're gonna pour out your excess anyway. And once you pour that excess out, you guys, you can pour it right back into the can. You can save it. It's not a big ordeal. Can you hand me that towel?
Yes, let it drain a little more.
Slide it over. Thank you. You pour your excess right back in the can, put the lid on the can, save it. I've had it for a while. That's a new can. The customer purchased it for me because they're awesome. and good people. So that's why we're doing it. You can pour it back in the can and reuse it. Just make sure you have the lid on, you guys, because it does set up. I can see that she's playing with it as it's setting up. It will set up. And then another thing I'm going to do is blast this thing with heat and get it to set up quickly. Okay, so I've done one application. I let it dry. I realize you probably can't see my face, but it's still me, I promise. I've done one application, I've let it dry. I've gone in, cleaned up outside, made sure there was nothing major. There's a couple spots on this tank that are so bad that it was seeping through. I hurried up and got it off the tank, used acetone to clean it all up. Now, after heating it a little bit, I'm just gonna go through and do another application. Just go around, roll it around again. You might have to do 2-3 applications, you guys, on a really bad tank. You probably shouldn't be filling your holes this big, but like I said, this is a special circumstance because this tank can't be painted. It has to remain the same. You just repeat the process and just keep going around and around. It's not rocket science. Shit, it's not even motorcycle science. I like to pour a lot in there at one time. I then know that I can feel it. I can kind of get an idea of where it's at, which helps me kind of ensure that I'm getting it everywhere inside that tank. Like I said, I've done this to quite a few tanks and had great success out of them. When I first started welding, I was shitty at it and not even all that great now. But I was really shitty at it. And I tried fixing a tank and couldn't. Just did not have the capability of pulling it off. So I had to red coat it. And I've been using it since. It's a good product. Man, my sinuses are going nuts today. So, I had to change up my planning here a little bit. It was starting to seep out on a couple of those holes. And we can't have that. So now, got us a little paper towel action in here. And then, like I said, I'll pour it back out, I'll heat it. Oh hell, missed the can. Okay, so we're pretty much finished up here. I'm just gonna hit it and do one more coat. Let her tack up. I did 3 coats total. Like I said, I like to coat it multiple times. That helps guarantee that it has got a nice thin coat all the way around the inside. Then it's gonna seal it and it's gonna take care of the problem. So I'm gonna coat it one more time. Like I said, I think I'm on my 3rd, maybe 4th. Then I'll set it in front of some warm heat, something warm, and let her do her thing. know this isn't a normal video. I just wanted to show you all that you can save a tank. You don't have to go crazy. Just red coat it and be done with it. So, like I said, I hope you all kind of enjoyed just seeing. You don't have to go crazy. It's not difficult. It's not really all that hard. Red coat saves the day. Okay, because you can't get all that back out of there, like it's impossible to drain it all back, you want to give it somewhere to let a puddle create, because you're going to have a little bit of a puddle in there. It's not going to affect anything. So I'm sending it all the way to the very, very back of the tank. That's where I want it to be. Now, this is the hard part. Leave the damn thing somewhere. Don't touch it for at least a day or so. At least. Just let it sit there. It's baking, it's curing. That's what we need. It'll help it. Trust me. So I'll stop back in and I'll mess with it. And then in this video, cleaning it all up and all that fun stuff. Thanks. All right. So the fuel tank has had 24 hours to sit. I'm gonna try to show you guys the inside of this fuel tank. It's probably not gonna work out, but we're gonna try. So, I mean, there's just really no good way of doing this, and I don't want to be one of those jackasses on YouTube. It's like, well, if you look inside, I don't want to be that guy. But, nonetheless, she's good. Check this out, though. I want to show my viewers. This is how bad this fuel tank was. Can you see that red little dot right there? How about that red dot right there? How about that red dot and that red dot? Can you see those? That's how bad that fuel tank is on the inside, you guys, is that it's literally allowing red coat to seep through the inside of this. Now, I know red coat is designed to seal the inside and do a bladder effect, blah, blah, blah. But guys, honestly, this tank's in pretty rough shape. Not knowing without skimming the paint off on how rough a shape it actually is in, you know, you'd have to sand it down and really take a look at it. But on the inside, you guys, this tank's in some bad shape. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you can see right here, another spot where it's pushed out, and I wouldn't be surprised if this tank might have a leaking issue still. Now, I did coat it 4 times. I damn near used the whole can. So with that being said, it's got a hell of a thick layer of, you know, red coat in there. But you can only do what you can do, you know. And I did what I could. So we'll see. We'll see. On a side note, check this shit out. Ooh, that looks good, don't it? That's just nasty. I got bored playing with red coat, so I started playing with some tubes. Sorry I didn't film that, but it is what it is. But anyway, red coat, that's how you do the tank. Remember, there's just a few easy steps. 1, make sure you clean the inside of the tank, or at least blow it out, get all the rough, loose stuff out. Careful doing anything major on the inside. I was gonna acid bath the inside of this tank, and I didn't because I noticed it had some serious rust issues, and I didn't want to exacerbate them. So just keep in mind that cleaning the inside of the tank, a lot of people, nuts, bolts, things like that, yes, but if your rust's really bad, you're just going to poke holes in the walls and you're going to have even bigger issues. So make sure you get all the loose debris out of the inside of the tank. Make sure it's clean, moisture free. You do not want any moisture in there. And just go ahead and put the red coat down, and then drain out your excess and try to get as much out as possible. Now, in this situation, there is a little bit of a puddle in there, but there's nothing I can do about it. That's how you red coat. And good luck. And I hope you all can save whatever tanks out there you got. So, you know what I'm going to tell you. From the Magco Fabs, thanks for watching. And there ain't nothing to it but to do it, and do it right the first damn time, or as at least close to right as you could possibly get it. Thank you. Good night.